Drew McIntyre sounds off on the WWE roster. Plus, another WWE star is set to appear in AAA, and Goldberg has been offered a proper send-off by an AEW star. It's all in the Cultaholic wrestling news right now. Iron Drew McIntyre popped up on Impulsive Paul Logan's show, and to the shock of nobody, decided to get a bit shooty.
But it's Drew McIntyre. Is he being silly buggers or is he being really, really shooty? You can work this one out for yourselves. He says about the roster, drives me nuts when I see some of our guys on these huge, public platforms, huge TV shows, because these days, no offense, but 85% of our guys don't look like they should be on WWE, on Netflix and stuff.
My buddies will contact me to say, I put the wrestling on to see what you're up to. There's these other guys that look like they should be serving me my fast food in a McDonald's. I could kick their ass. It takes me out of it. And I say, oh, they're good at wrestling. Eventually you'll connect with them. And they're like, I'm not going to watch long enough. I've changed the channel. It's like, Jesus, guys, get in the freaking gym. At least get something that grabs your attention.
Drew McIntyre's pals like big sweaty men. Drew McIntyre's pals like big sweaty men. You know how it goes.
That's a callback.
And so's this outlook on professional wrestling by Drew McIntyre's pals, who you would assume, with being Drew McIntyre's friends, are from the early 90s vintage of watching professional wrestling.
Very likely.
Everyone was massive, yeah.
Very likely so. Drew went on to talk about a whole bunch of other things on Impulsive, including his social media game, which has been pretty fire, as the kids say. He made a comment about social media engagement and how he's only second to one other on that front in WWE.
One other thing in particular, he says, I guess from an engagement perspective, I'm the most powerful in the company outside of Rhea Ripley's ass. I mean, they are absolute numbers. These are facts.
Yeah, he brought out quite a negative reaction, decrying sexism on the behalf of Drew McIntyre, but Rhea Ripley turned up to calm everyone down on behalf of her ass, saying, guys, I understand, but it really wasn't malicious.
Do you reckon Rhea and her ass had a conversation?
Yeah, I think...
What do you make of this, then?
I think if Rhea Ripley's ass gained sentience, I think she'd make more money than most of the roster. So I think Drew's maybe got a point there, to be perfectly honest. So, I mean, I wasn't shocked to see Drew McIntyre sounding off in this way on Logan Paul's show. And as you say at the very beginning, like, this is an element of this is obviously, playing up Drew McIntyre's character. But all this is kind of, there's an element of truth that comes out in all the comments like this that Drew McIntyre says.
Well, that's been the beauty of his character for the last at least 2 years at this point, is that what he says is actually true. Whether he's babyface, whether he's heel, what he says is just right.
He's the true voice of the voiceless. He also spoke about creative under Vince McMahon and under Triple H. He revealed how protective Vince McMahon was of his character.
Yeah, he says, for Vince, I think for me personally, he had a certain image of me, and he was always looking to protect me as this warrior character. If I want to try something outside of the box and the stuff I'm doing now, like for me personally, it probably wouldn't happen just because he was like, no, this is my Drew, this is my warrior, this is how I see it.
Yeah, he was very much like, this is a warrior character. You have a sword, you drive it into the ground and fireworks go off. This is a very old school character that Vince had created for Drew McIntyre. Drew went on to say that Hunter is very much of modern thinking. We're going to try something different. We're going to let you be yourself. Let this personality that I know you have shine. And from the second we had our first conversation, he and Hunter, when he took over, it's been exactly that. I've been able to develop who this McIntyre character is, where people know me inside and out. They know my thinking. They know exactly who I am.
That's the thing, isn't it? Because you can have the Scottish warrior character being a warrior. We saw his WrestleMania entrance with the Thing on the stage. That was warrior-esque, wasn't it? There was some video game tie-in I forgot about, Tom. You will know.
Pac-Man.
Yes, it was Pac-Man, the warrior man, Pac. Anyway, you can have that, but you can also have the Triple H way of thinking, where it is this warrior character, but he just go outside the lines. And I would argue the blending of the two has been for the betterment of Drew's career.
It really has. It's just given him extra dimensions to his character. I think that the Drew McIntyre under the old was kind of one note. In that he was a big lad, had a big sword, and he did wonders. He became a WWE champion. He led the company through the pandemic era. But beyond that, you kind of You need a bit more to it.
He was giving us history lessons about crabs, I remember one week.
Oh, yeah.
That's relatable content.
Yeah, that was it. He was talking about like he gave loads of sort of weird folklore stories. And yeah, it was a thing. But I'm a big fan of what this Drew McIntyre is all about, because it's the idea that it's not black and white, it's shades of grey all around. And Drew is like a fully formed person under this particular creative.
And you know for a fact that the 3 little snippets we've taken from that interview will probably be turned into a storyline in some form or fashion, if they wanted to.
Oh, of course they have.
If they wanted to.
They've been turned into a news video. They'll certainly be turned into storyline, because they're things that you can pull from. You can get those wrestlers who are kind of considered in that 85%, and they can lean into that, and they can have some fun with that. And you can have, that's the best part of when you do these little work shooty stories. That's why they're so much fun to talk about, is because you can then take them on so many different roads and add those shades of grey and add those extra dimensions to other people too.
Yeah. So when Ludwig Kaiser finishes up as Grande Americano, we can give him the gimmick of McDonald's employee, but the McDonald's employee who turns up without his shirt, oiled up. So that means Drew McIntyre's comments actually become true. He's one of the 85%.
And then he takes off his McDonald's uniform and he's Chad Gable. I don't know anymore.
He takes off his flesh like Robbie Williams.
El Grande Americano is in Mexico coming up in the next few days. And he's not the only WWE star that is on their way to Mexico.
Hey, you guys. Hey, I'll shoot on you. That's not Natalya WWE. This is Natalya Neidhart, who is Tom's mother. I was led to believe not too long ago.
Not
there,
my
Tom.
mother, but like Natty Neidhart. There's... does things to me. I'm just saying, Your Honour.
She's off to AAA show.
But Natalya's going to AAA. Who's lovely.
Yeah, she is. She'll be taking part in the Atlantis AAA event on Friday. This Friday, the 25th. Where are we? Yeah, it is this Friday.
It is this Friday.
The 25th of July. My
goodness
get down
me.
on
Friday.
The year is passing us by so quickly.
Terrifying, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, my days. So Natalya is on her way. No opponent has been announced for her date for her show in Mexico. Natalya's been really busy since she's been given the green light to kind of go wherever she wants to within reason. Then we've seen her popping up in the NWA, seen her popping up at Josh Barnett's Bloodsport. She's popping up at AAA now. And I love this, the fact that they're not booking her properly or in some cases at all on television. She's taking her career, she's taking herself into, she's betting on herself essentially. And I think there's a great story to be told there where you go, if you're not quite getting everything that you want out of a situation, bet on yourself and see where it takes you. And I think that's what Natalya's doing. And I'm really happy to see that.
Yeah.
I want to see more of Natty Neidhart, like getting out there and getting to the point where she gets like so much elsewhere that she could probably step away from WWE and take this elsewhere.
Yeah.
Can we see so many talent who do this in WWE, and now that we're seeing them popping up elsewhere, I think it's for their betterment.
Yeah.
I really do.
Especially when you get to try stuff that you weren't allowed to try, presumably, in the WWE, and you get to just show it works. I mean, if I was Triple H, I'd be watching going, my goodness me, look at her go.
That's exactly it.
Yeah, let's use this on Raw.
Why wouldn't you want to use that on Raw? I love the idea of doing that. So she's going to be at AAA along with Grande Americano, who's facing Octagon Jr., and the AAA tag titles on the line. Angel and Berto put them up against Nino, Hamburg Acer, and Vikingo. Some fun matches.
Oh, yes.
Very fun matches. Could this be a fun match on the cards for one Bill Goldberg? He had his farewell. He got played off like Keyboard Cat. And now he's done with wrestling in about a week and a half's time, by my counting. He says he'll be able to talk more about what really went down at that retirement.
And apparently when he does, there'll be someone waiting there to have the sort of thing that comes after this big old dirty shooty interview, and it comes in the form of Maxwell Jacob Friedman and MJF. Now, I've got to say, there might be a tongue-in-cheek with these comments, but you never know in wrestling, do you? You never know.
There's it kind of loops back to with the Drew McIntyre stuff, is you put things out into the world with an element of truth very much dripping from them, and you never know what will come from it. So MJF, who very much said in an interview with Rosie O'Donnell when he was just a wee bairn that Goldberg was one of his favourite wrestlers. So this tracks. He said that if Goldberg wants some, I'm right here, but I will embarrass him. I will demolish him. I will snap, crack and pop every single tendon, ligament and bone in his stupid old musty body. So if he wants a proper send-off, he should be facing a generational talent. I'm right here if he's interested.
He continues, as far as MJF versus Goldberg specifically, I mean, there's a huge marquee match in any era. A, I'm going to need to be paid a lot of money if you want to see that match, and B, I would imagine he doesn't come cheap either. So a lot of stars have to align for this to happen. So the caveat's there. It probably won't happen, but if it does, he's going to make his musty old body crumble down.
It feels like it was, regardless of the fact that the farewell speech got cut off, it did feel like a nice end to Goldberg. Could it have been bigger? Absolutely. Just retreading it and doing another match. Oh,
it's just a little bit at the end. If that bit was fine, we wouldn't even be talking about it at all, because it was the best send-off for Goldberg, apart from the end bit.
You know, I mean, even Ric Flair, who had the best send-off, complete with Leave the Memories Alone, even when he went back after the best send-off, it was just like, this is rubbish. What are you doing? He did those matches in TNA, and we all went, this is really sad. And I don't want Goldberg to be in that situation. I think like Goldberg got as good a send-off as he's going to get from WWE. Maybe draw it there.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know whether I want to see a Goldberg match in AEW.
Because I know the comparisons were made with Sting, because Sting didn't quite get the send-off maybe he deserved from WWE, but he went to AEW and definitely did get the one he sort of deserved. Me being a Sting boy, of course.
That's a good show.
But then again, nothing's guaranteed, is it? You don't. It's not a guarantee that Goldberg will get the Sting treatment when he goes to AEW.
That's true.
You never know, do you?
Nothing is guaranteed except you being lovely and watching all the way to this point. And for the very latest wrestling news at any time, you can check out cultaholic.com. Stay safe. Love you. Bye.